Customer's on the way to pick this one up now. Got it all clean. Got the roof sealed. Whole exterior is watertight. This thing was dirty when it came in. On this side, the stripes were completely faded out. I'll put a picture in here to show you what they looked like before. But they had faded real bad, and we never talked about it. And then a few days after I sat here and stared at the motorhome, I called the customer and I told him, I said, look, I'm not sure if you really want to invest any money in this or not, but I just thought I'd mention that I feel that for a very reasonable amount of money, I can make these stripes look a lot better than they do. And we talked about it, and he said, let's give it a try. So we went for it, and I think it looks 100% better. I'll also put a picture of what it looked like before. Something else I ran into on this one is when I clean these motorhomes, I always open up the basement compartments. And when I got to these two here, I opened them up. And as I continued on down to come to open this one, both of those doors fell completely off of the motorhome. I'll put a picture now of when that happened. But what I did, there was some water damage in here, and they knew they had a problem. They just didn't know it was that bad. And when he told me about it, I had no idea that the doors would fall off. But I'm glad it happened, because it's fixed now. He'll never have to worry about it again. And if that would have happened at a campground, it would have been a big mess for him. So what I did was I cut a piece of 1/4-inch aluminum that's 3 inches wide, and it was 7 feet long. I cut that into 2 strips, and I wedged that between. I pulled out where the wood was rotted, and I replaced it with the aluminum and new hardware. And this is just as solid as it's ever been, probably more solid than it's ever been. So that's done. Washed it, sealed the roof, had to hang a mirror in the bathroom, and make a minor adjustment to their oven. But everything's good to go, and he's on the way now to pick this one up. I think he's going to be tickled to death. I mean, this thing was filthy when it came in here. So it looks really nice now. But hey, I'm making this video. A few people have asked about the trailer and wanted to see how I'm getting it set up and how things are going, and I'm very pleased. I've been trying to work out of it the last couple of days just to see if I have everything in here that I need. And so far, I'm doing pretty good. But, it's time is going to tell. I'll give you a quick look. This is an awning that we're actually going to put on tonight on the Homestead camper over there. Waiting on my guy that's helped me with the last 4 or 5 awnings we've done. Still not sure about this front wall yet. I am going to make some changes. I've got a whole bunch of that chalkboard paint. I may use that just to where I can write some notes and maybe just fiddle around. I need to come up with a logo for this business, and been trying. I'm not an artist by any means, but I like to just fiddle with it and look at it and try to make changes to where then I can take it to an artist and they can clean it up. And I'm also contemplating what to do with this corner here. I kind of want to close it off and make like a little sealed pantry to where I could keep some snacks and change of clothes. Just a little personal area. But I haven't completely decided yet. I don't know. Still been shopping for my toolbox. I just haven't found what I want. Toolboxes are so expensive that just taking my time. I'd love to find a used one, but just haven't found it yet. And these all work perfect. I made this little drawer stopper out of a paint stick, cut a little slit in it and put a little key in there. But it's very convenient. Everything is right where I need it. I can see everything. I've got certain areas, like in this little cabinet here, I've got plumbing stuff and caulking. Now this is temporary. The bungee cords seem to be working. I've been driving around with the trailer, just getting used to it and playing with the new trailer brake system, and so far everything's riding pretty well. And this is going to be nice for once I get busy. I'm going to need this extra space to keep more supplies, as in roof sealers and parts, and I still want to order a few vent covers and vents, because once I get to a campground, I'd like to have some of the more common things that are known to break and go bad on the trailer, to where I can make the repair right then and there and not have to order it and come back in a week or two. So we'll see. And of course that's going to take time. I do have a whole bunch of just miscellaneous RV parts that I've been collecting over the years. Extra sewer hoses, a shower head. That's the little hand pull that's right now, that's your entry door. Got a whole bunch of door handle parts, screen door latches, tons of sewage connectors. Even got a TV mount, a couple of electrical dog bone connectors, tons of stuff. Bunch of the Dicor lap sealant. A lot of people have asked what to use on the, like if you replace a vent on the roof of a camper or RV, this is what you want to use. Very expensive, but it does a good job. I bought a kit a while back when I did a roof, and I had some left over. I need to stock up on all the trim. That's very common. That stuff dry rots and breaks, but I'm getting there. You know, it's going to take time. It's going to take me a year better to really get this to where I'm set up and very confident to go out here and make some money. I did get a little air compressor. I sat there and I got this one from Harbor Freight. I sat there for an hour contemplating the 8-gallon or the 4-gallon, and I really wanted this one for the size. You know, and it's convenient right here under my workbench, and this is where I'm going to be using it 90% of the time, with just blowing off something, you know, if I'm working on a carburetor or blowing off the workbench. I do have a longer hose to where if I need to fill tires, that won't be a problem. I may even add a retractable 50-foot or 100-foot cord at the back eventually if I find that I'm using the air compressor a lot. And if that's the case, I may end up upgrading to a bigger compressor. But for right now, this is a 2 horsepower, 4-gallon, 125 max PSI. It's going to work great. I got it at, like I said, Harbor Freight. I bought all the little accessory kits. You know, I've had the high dollar compressors in the past. I mean, I know that this is nothing fancy, but it's going to do the job just fine. Got the welder in here, miter saw, a couple of ladders. This is one of those 10x10 instant canopy tarps. I've actually never used this one in particular, but I've used them in the past, and I got this one on sale at Costco many years ago for like $50. So I've been toting it around. It's great for, you know, if I'm going to be in a campground all day or a weekend, you know, I'll set that thing up just to give me some extra shade for when I take a break. The trailer gets right hot. But I do have something to fix that. Some of y'all noticed in the last video, some of y'all didn't, but the cutout slots, I can carry full 4x8 sheets of plywood on both sides, which is extremely nice. But another project for this weekend is a buddy of mine owns a limousine company, and a couple of months ago, actually it was over the winter, this Danby air conditioning unit was sitting in his shop. He told me he wanted it out of there. I said, what do you want for it? He said, man, I just want it out of here. Take it, you can have it. It came in a limo that I bought, and he didn't want it. I figured it didn't work. I said, shoot, I'll take the risk. I got it home, plugged it in, if she blows ice cold. So I set it aside, had no use for it at the time. But now it's going to be permanently mounted. Probably right there where underneath of the blackboard. Like I said, I'm still not sure exactly what's going to go on up here in the front. I wish I had 2 more or 1 more of these. Yeah, I wish I had 1 more of these, and I used to have 1 more, but I think I let it go or left it at a house I used to live in. It's a CD rack. It's a CD case, not meant for this, but it works great for this, and none of them fall off. Everything stays good and secure. But that's about it, guys. I have no clue. We're at, well, it's only 10 minutes. That's not too bad. But I got these signs yesterday. I took my mom to the doctor. She broke her foot, so I've been having to drive her around. She can't drive for 6 weeks. And while she was in the doctor, I had to run out and do some errands. And I just was killing some time and found these signs. I thought they were kind of appropriate for in here. Got the new Lenovo ThinkPad. This is the twist model, which is pretty cool. I think it's going to be great for in here and for the business because it's so small and portable. But it also, here, let me set this down. This twists and it becomes your, whatever you call this, a tablet, or I normally don't use it in that mode. I prefer it in standard, just regular laptop mode. But great little computer. I got this one used on eBay. A buddy of mine had this same one and he was going to sell me his, and that deal fell through, and I kind of got to where I really wanted that one, so I found a cool deal, even a better deal on eBay. And I've got all the 12-volt car adapter cables for that too. So now I've got to find me a Bluetooth wireless printer. I want to get a real small, compact, and if y'all know one that would work well in here, I'm sure it won't be 12 volt, but that's not a big deal. I plan to run a small solar system on here with an inverter, mainly just to power the printers. That way I can print my receipts. Right now I'm still using just the old school cheap stuff, but it works. You know, this is fine. I'm not even real picky about that. But alright guys, appreciate y'all watching. If y'all have any more questions about the trailer or anything, let me know. Hope y'all are doing well.